Hello folks, Legionnaire Archery here today with you, and today's topic, or rather today's video, is going to be about how to insert your foreshaft, how to prepare your shaft to insert your foreshaft, and how to fit it in. That's probably the hardest part in making cane arrows, because you got to make sure that's in there nice and straight, or else your arrow's not gonna fly. It's not gonna go straight. It's gonna wobble and it's gonna have some issues. As I have here a cane shaft, I've pre-straightened this already, and also I've added sinew here on the end. You must have sinew on it already, so that your shaft doesn't split when you're inserting the foreshaft. So the way I do it is, in order for you have to open up that hole a little more. So what you do is you either get you can get an arrowhead and just spin it inside of there to decrease the thickness of the walls towards the end, and you get that nice angle, so that when you thin out your foreshaft, you can just insert it in there. So I'm gonna use these scissors here, and I'm just gonna put them inside the hole and spin it. And take some wood off from there. As you can see, I got some material there removed, and now I don't know if you noticed that, but it's now more into an angle. I'm gonna do this a little more, and I've got the angle right. Take out all the excess from there, and here we go. The next step is I have to make sure this must be straight. Your foreshaft needs to be straight as well. This one's thicker than, a little thicker. I like to get them a little thicker because I can fit them in there nicely. I'm gonna turn this thing on, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'll do it as quick as I can, just for the sakes of demonstration, and just to give you an idea of what you need to do when you're making these cane arrows. Alright, so you saw what I was doing. I usually like to use a rasp instead of power tools, because it gives me a little bit more control of what I'm doing. But I got that thinned out pretty quick. It's not gonna fit right away, but that's the basic idea of the foreshaft. Right now it's pretty loose. What I need to do is take off a little more material here, not anymore from here. This one's actually might be a little too thin already, but just a little more material here. That way it fits nice and snugly in there, and it's not moving around. Let me go ahead and try and get that here if I can. So I got that nice and snug, and now I'm just looking down the shaft, make sure everything's straight. And I'm gonna go ahead and grind this off the outer layer, and then just leave get it nice and uniform. Right now it ended up okay. It didn't end up, I usually like to have the transition be really smooth. Right here, right now it's not very smooth, but I did that in what, like a minute, 2 minutes. So you want to take your time and get the transition nice and smooth, and that's what you basically want. But for the sakes of demonstration, I'm gonna leave it like that, and there you go. You can see, and like I said, you need to adjust it so that it's straight. You don't want your fore shaft pointing some other way and then your main shaft being straight. One of the most important aspects is straightening this part of the shaft, because if you don't have this straight, your fore shaft is going to end up pointing somewhere else. So make sure that part is straight, and also even if it's a little bit crooked, you can also modify your fore shaft a little so that it makes your whole arrow nice and straight. But I like to get them as straight as possible, because it gives you a more accurate arrow. And yeah, that's about it. I hope this has been a helpful tip on how to make your fore shaft and your main shaft fit together. And yeah, thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to visit the website www.legionnairearchery.com. Got some processed sinew there for sale, and I got some bows in stock for anybody who's interested. Anyways, thanks again for watching.